Good morning and welcome to the Oasis Center for Spiritual Living, where we come together as one, providing spiritual tools for daily living. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the senior minister here at the Oasis, and I have this really great team that God has provided me. First, I'd like to introduce Faith, who is my behind-the-scenes lady, my assistant since the day she was born. She used to sit on the podium and do announcements with me. And now she's almost ready to graduate from high school. Just a couple more months, huh?
2 months.
2 months. Wow. Anyway, she's also our soloist. And so, and behind the scenes, by the way, if you say hi, hello, good morning, like I ask you to, it'll be Faith that answers you. But I do look to see if there's anything else I need to add. Usually she's right on because she knows me pretty much better than I know myself. She's raised like 6 blocks from my house and spent a lot of time at my house. So thank you, Faith, for being here. We appreciate you. And then here's the wise and powerful Oz, my partner in crime, who is on the beach today. I am so jealous. He was my first baby practitioner, meaning he took all of his classes with me, except for one. I think he took at Mile High. And then he was my board president for like 7 or 8 years. And then he moved off to Florida. Just saying. But with this technology, we have him back. So thank you, Oz, for being here. He will be praying us in and praying us out. And he's available at the end for our 1-minute miracle. So I'll say more about that later. Thank you for being here, Oz. We appreciate you. All right. So today's topic is visioning. We like to do visioning every quarter. And visioning is actually a practice that has been going on for many, many years, for many, like decades. But someone in our movement, who used to be in our movement, Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith, came up with a system with it. And so all of our centers and our churches do it. So that's what we're going to be doing today for this next quarter. I like to do it every quarter. So we're going to be doing it for this next quarter. So like I said, say hi, hello, good morning, however you like, to let me know you're here. And when we're in a facility, I can see who's here, and it's great. I don't know if Sydney is back from Hawaii yet. Excuse me, she might be on the beach today too. I don't know. But anyway, say hi, hello, how are you? Good morning, whatever, however you want to do that, just so I know who's here. And if you want to do a watch party, there's a watch party button you can click on, and that will allow you to invite all your friends to watch, and they can see what kind of services they can expect, and you can talk amongst yourselves because you can't bother anybody, right? All right, so I'd like to invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Allow the service to uplift and inspire you as we move into our centering song.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can feel the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can feel the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Presence of God right here, right now. For God is in everything as everything. God being all there is, all that there can be. I feel my oneness with this presence right now as I sit on the beach and watch the waves rush in. And I know that God's presence is there and within each and every one of us at all times, for all times. I know that there is a blessing within existence that manifests as each and every one of us. And I claim that for each and every one of us. I know that God's presence works through our lives, creating our lives as we go. I acknowledge my part in that and your part in that as well. And I know that this is good and very good. And as this is so, I give great thanks and I let it be. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Oz. What a great place to do prayer.
Yeah.
I wish I could be there for sure. He's with my favorite beach buddy at our favorite beach in Florida. I miss it. I would love to be able to go down there right now, but that's not going to work out for a while. All right, this next song, "We Are All One," is one of Reverend Fairy Lane Silver's. I usually introduce them as my adjunct music team, but they don't come and sing. We just use their music, and that's Reverend Fairy Lane Silver and Karen Drucker. We sure appreciate them because we couldn't have music in our service without them, so we appreciate that. But this next song, "We Are All One," is one that Elaine Silver, Reverend Fairy Elaine Silver, wrote while she was in training in our philosophy. So it is the primary tenet of our beliefs. So if you know the song, sing it loud and sing it proud, because you can't bother anybody if you don't know it. Get these words down. It's a really good song to use as a meme in your heart.
We are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it. I hear it and know it, my being. Spirit is all I am seeing. For God is all there is. Grateful am I to be living, open to what I have seen, honoring what I've been given, sharing now what I believe. I remember the oneness around me. I surrender to infinite light, knowing the love that's surrounding me is within me by day and night. And we are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it. Yes, we are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it.
Cindy says she's back. Welcome back. I was so jealous. I wanted to be in Hawaii with you, just like I want to be in Florida with Oz. Those are my two favorite places on the planet. But anyway, so if you're here, say hi, hello, good morning, however you like to greet us. If we're in a facility, I can look out and see who's here. I don't have the ability to do that with this software, so I would really appreciate it if you'd let me know you're here. And let's see. But I guess the next thing that's going to happen is we are going to have Faith singing "Use Me," which is an agape choir song.
as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God is the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth and the stars and all of creation. God is creator, all and I needs us to shine His light as me, as you. So use me, oh God. I stand before you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. All my life is to command my hands. What must they do? Command my life. It's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. And God needs us to shine His light as me, as you. So use me, oh God. I stand before you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. God needs us to shine His light, and needs us to shine His light. God needs us to shine His light as me, as you. So use me, oh God. I stand before you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
Thank you, Faith. This is such an appropriate song. Wrong one. Since the Agape Choir is Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith's choir, so it's perfect that we use that. For those of you who, let's see, can I do that from in here? I don't know if I can do that from in here. I might have to do it this way. Hang on a second. I want to show you why, for those of you who are watching from other places, I really, let's see, want to be on the beach. I took a picture while she was singing. Let's see, where to go? Oh, come on. There we go. Here it is. Oh, I guess I have to share my screen or something. Let's see how that works. I thought that it showed up here when I opened a... I'll have to figure that out. In the meantime, let's see. Let me share my screen real quick, and then I can Then I can show you. Oh, I don't know. Let's see if you can see it. Can you see it? Does it show up? No? Yeah, it showed up. Okay, so look at that. You see why I want to be on the beach? I definitely, today is one of the days that I definitely would like to be on the beach. I'm not much for snow anyway, but come this time of year, I'm like ready for it to be over. And, we've had our whole winter and it's now time. So anyway, but that's not what God has in plans for our state right now. So let's get on to visioning here. As I said, Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith, who you may remember from The Secret and from, oh gosh, what was the other one that he did? Never mind. He's just, he shows up on Oprah. He shows up all over the place. And he developed this process, not just, visioning, because visioning has been around forever. People of faith have always visioned, always asked God, what is your vision for my life? That's always been there. But he's developed this process and the way to explain it that I think is so wonderful. The first thing is there's 4 stages of our spiritual growth. And the first stage is the to us stage, where we think everything is done to us, that we have no power. It's the victim stage, but it's an important stage because it's what most of us grew up with, that, God was somewhere out there up in the sky and we must beseech God because it was done to us and everything is done to us. And but in order to graduate to that next stage, we have to kind of fully embrace that. And then we move to the to it stage. And the to it stage, as wonderful as it is, it's called the manipulation stage. And there's a reason for that. When people come to my classes, for example, we teach them how spiritual laws work and how they can use them for their benefit. So we realize that we can do to it, that we can have an effect on God. Well, not really have an effect on God, but at that stage, that's the understanding, is that we have an effect on God. What is true is that we become in alignment with the spiritual principles that allow us to feel like we are doing something to God, you see, because God then has the ability to move in and do things in our life once we understand that. Now, in my classes, a lot of times what I do is I teach people to pray for a parking space, to treat for a parking space. And people will say, well, isn't that, a bad use of God? No, it absolutely is not, because practice makes perfect, right? And if I can use it for the little things, then I can learn to use it for the bigger things that impact the world and my life as well. So the third stage of our spiritual journey is the through us stage, where we recognize that God cannot do anything for us unless it can do it through us. And that's when we become open to being a vessel through which God works, right? When I talk about the love of God flowing through us, so we don't have to love a person, we just have to open ourselves as a channel for God's love to love that person through us. That's what it means. It also means that if we're praying prosperity, for example, that we have to be that open channel through which that prosperity can be delivered through whatever vehicle is available. We'll talk about that some other time. But when we realize that God works through us, not to us, or we don't manipulate God, once we realize that God works through us, there's a 4th stage that just evolves naturally. And that is the as us stage. Because the more that I court my relationship with God, the more that I embody the vibration of God, whatever area of my life I'm doing, in all areas of my life, really. But we usually focus it on, prosperity or wellness, health, or love. We usually focus it in one of those 3 directions. But once I have focused my attention on that so much that I embody that, I embody prosperity, I embody wellness, I embody love, then God is working as us. We become true agents in the world, not just vessels, but now agents, where we take that energy and we funnel it out to the world, right? And that's when we become most powerful, because at this point, the ego has receded and allowed the absolute God presence that is in us to be that which works through us, instead of the ego making decisions and doing things, right? So those are the 4 stages: to us, to it, through us, as us. And all of those are very, very important. We wouldn't want to skip any of those steps, because it's really important in our evolution of our spiritual progress that we know that we have gone through those stages. Well, if we skip over one of them, then the next one is not as powerful. Okay, so let me just do something really quick about visioning versus visualization. Visualization, which is a powerful tool, it really is, but visualization is very different from visioning. In visualization, I have a goal in mind, and I visualize myself, whether that's an image or just knowingness. I visualize myself achieving that goal. That's what visualization is. In visioning, we open ourselves to God's vision for our life. When I say that, what I mean is that as human doings, we have about this much scope of what we see in the world, how much of our lives we actually see. God has a much bigger picture. And I'm not talking about, again, not a God up here, but a God in here, has a much bigger picture of the world and the world around us in particular. And so when I ask for God's vision for my life, it's not some wise judge in the sky with a white beard and white hair and white flowing robes. That's not what's happening. When I ask for God's vision for my life, what I'm saying is I want that God presence that is within me, that knows more about me and my life and my potentiality than I as a human doing do. I'm asking that spiritual property within me, that God presence within me, to tell me what the vision for my life will be in this next quarter, as we're going to do today. So that's a real difference. Visioning is a projection, and visioning is a reception, a receiving of those ideas. All right. Then I want to say one more thing before we ask our questions, because how we get our information is very important. When we say visioning, even when we say visualization, it doesn't necessarily mean images. For a long time, I thought there was something wrong with me because I didn't get pictures. Just like I don't hear the voice of God, some people who are audience they hear the voice of God. I don't hear that. I don't see pictures. So it was really important for me in my learning to understand how I receive information so I could develop my spiritual gifts even further. And so when we're doing visioning, it's important for you to know what your gift order really is. And as we go through this, you'll be able to tell what your gift order is. So first on my list is kinesthetic. That's the highest one for me. So what that means is that when I receive information, I usually receive that information as a feeling first. For instance, when I walk into a room, or when I used to walk into a room, like I go into a meeting at the office or something, I would feel the energy in the room and interpret it incorrectly because I didn't understand what was going on. I would feel tension and energy, negative energy in the room, and I would think, oh my God, they don't like me, right? Have you ever done that? So what I had to do was I had to learn my gift order so I could learn to use my other gifts to interpret what I was feeling. But what happens for me in visioning is I get a feeling of what God's vision for me is. I just get this feeling. And then I use my other gifts to interpret what that feeling is, because I need to come up with some words or something that's going to help me sort of assimilate that information. So kinesthetic is feeling it. audience is hearing it. That's very low on my gift order. Very, very low. It's the lowest, actually. But it's important for us to recognize that if we're hearing, whether that's the voice of God or whatever you want to call it, when you're hearing something, it's because you're audience. Now, I can't learn very well through audience. When I was in the school ministry, I had to tape all of the talks that the teachers were giving, because I could not, I'd be like listening and I'd hear something and my thoughts would go off like this. And when I'd come back, they've covered like 3 or 4 things, right? And so I had to start taping it so I could type it to get my kinesthetic and my visual and also the audience, just so I could get it. Now, Faith, on the other hand, Faith learns very well by audience. So when we went to Costa Rica for the medical Ozone Beyond Borders, Without Borders, I guess they're called, I would sit there and interrupt her, and it would drive her crazy, because she would listen and she would get the material. And I would be like, oh, that makes me think of this. And I'd ask her a question. She'd be like, leave me alone. Because I can get the tapes later or the files later and listen to it. So I started going, okay, I might as well just get out of here, because I'm not assimilating what I'm hearing, and she is, and she needed to, because she was my assistant in that business. So, but that's what it's like to be an audient person, is that you receive that information through hearing it, and it actually sinks in. The third gift order is intuitive, and I'm very high. My second gift is intuitive. So I'm a feeler intuitive. So what happens is I intuit what I'm hearing, I intuit what I'm seeing, I intuit what I'm feeling, meaning I know that I know it, but I don't know where I know it from. Years ago, I used to think I had some kind of photographic memory or something. Morning, Joy. Years ago, I used to think I had this photographic memory or something, because I would be sitting there and all of a sudden I'd pull up information and Lynn would say to me, where did you get that? And I'd be like, I don't know. I must have read it in a magazine somewhere, but I intuited it. And so sometimes when we're doing visioning, you're going to get this intuition about what the vision is. You just know what it is without knowing anything, right? You don't know whether you saw a word or you saw a picture or heard a word. You just know. Okay, that's intuitive. And then there's the visual people out there who do actually get pictures, and they're the ones envisioning that will get these pictures of what God's vision is. I am visual. Visual is my third gift. Audience is my last gift. So I have a little bit of visual, not a whole lot. In my learning, though, I try to do as many of those gifts as I can so that I can actually understand and retain the information that I'm getting. So that's why I used to tape all of the classes, and then I would go home and type it all out. And I would be utilizing all of my senses, all of my gifts, in order to retain that information and actually internalize it. So whatever your gift order is, however this information comes, I don't want you to judge yourself. I don't want you to hear something and say, ugh, but I didn't get a vision, that picture. Or you feel something and you think, oh, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear God speak to me. I don't want you to do that to yourself. I want you to just allow whatever way that information comes to you, allow it to be there and be grateful for it. And allow yourself to just let it be. You can always interpret it later with other gifts. But for right now, as you're doing this, as you're getting this information, please try not to be in judgment of yourself and allow that information to come in the way it needs to come into you. Okay, we're going to honor however that information comes. So we're going to ask ourselves 3 questions. What is God's vision for my life in this what is God's vision for my life in this quarter? And what must I become in order to be the vessel through which that vision manifests through me? You cannot have that which you have not become. So that question becomes very important. What spiritual principle must I become in order to be the vessel through which that vision manifests through me? And then finally, what must I release in order to become that? Okay. Are there any questions before I get going? Okay. So I'm going to lead us in a brief meditation first, just to get us in a state of unconditional love, because that is the best place for us to be in, the best state for us to be in order to receive the information. So I'd like to invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Let's take a nice, deep, cleansing breath from our bellies, breathing in through the nose, holding it for a brief moment, and then releasing. Take another nice, deep, cleansing breath. Hold it and release. And another really deep, really big breath. Hold it and release out through the mouth. This puts our bodies into a relaxed state. I'd like you to imagine now a big ball of light in the center of all of us that pulsates and throbs according to the Earth's heartbeat. Watch as it fills up and condenses. Feel that heartbeat of the Earth. Notice how your breath is keyed to that heartbeat. Notice how that pulsating, that throbbing of that light automatically soothes our spirit and centers us in a feeling of peace. This is the peace of God, the one power in the universe that is peace. That is the peace of God. As you focus your attention now on that pulsating and throbbing light, imagine that there are spokes coming from that pulsating ball of light out to each one of us. Feel how that feels to pulsate with that spoke, kind of like the spokes of a wheel that connect us with this ball of light and connect us to each other through that ball of light. Just allow yourself to feel that feeling. And what that means to you. Just allow yourself to feel that pulsating, to know that you are connected to it, through it. Allow yourself to just merge with that spoke. And notice that that big ball of light that is between us, in its throbbing and pulsating, is now growing and filling out the spokes until it encompasses all of us. And anyone here listening, whether in real time, or later on, is enveloped by that ball of light. Until there is no separation between us. We give form, definition to it, but we are enveloped by it. It flows through us. And we just allow ourselves to totally merge with that. And now I'd like you to imagine that whatever suburb or town or city you are in, your neighborhood, is enveloped in that big pulsating ball of light, that it just spreads until it encompasses everything around us. Until there are no more boundaries of this neighborhood or that neighborhood, or this town or that town, or this city or that city. There's only this big, throbbing, pulsating ball of light that surrounds and enfolds us. And we merge into it. Everything merges into it. I want you to imagine that this ball of light now grows again and encompasses whatever state or province you are in. There are no this state and this area and that area. There's only the one. That one big ball of light, which encompasses everything in the state or province. And now imagine that this big ball of light grows again and encompasses your country, whatever country you are in, whether that be America or the UK or Germany or the Netherlands. I know we have people out there in other countries other than those. But just imagine now that there are no more states or provinces, that there is only the country you're sitting in, and it is completely submerged in this ball of light. And let it grow one more time until planet Earth is completely submerged, until everything merges together as one. The Ukraine, Russia, the United States, Europe, South America, Africa. All of it are just one, and there is no longer Russia or Ukraine or Africa or South America or United States. There's one big pulsating ball of light that is the Earth, pulsating with beauty and power and light and love. We let it grow one more time until the entire universe has become this ball of light. There are no more planets. There is only that one big ball of light. One power, one presence, one life. One being. And we are connected by it, through it, as it. And so right now, I'd like you to imagine that you are now offering this to the world. that anyone who needs anything from this ball of light can now just reach in and receive whatever they want. Receive that healing balm. Receive that beauty, that love, that beingness, that power, that presence. Whatever necessary healing balm they need is right there for them. And we each partake of that ourselves. We allow that power, that presence, that unconditional love to fill us up, to heal our spiritual body and produce only love. The unconditional love of God is this pulsating ball of light, and it fills us to capacity and then overflowing. Just be here in this moment with this feeling of life, this feeling of unconditional love. Allow yourself to just feel it, to sense it, to know it. And when you're ready, you can come back into this reality by traveling on that beam back to your own place. Knowing that you can come back here anytime you wish. Just do this visualization, do this process, and you can be right back there all the way. And so right now, as we travel back down those spokes, back into our homes, we keep that awareness, stay in that state of awareness of God's presence, in that feeling of unconditional love. As we ask ourselves the first question, what is God's vision for my life in this quarter, the next 3 months? What is God's vision for my life over the next 3 months? Perhaps you get a word. Perhaps you hear a word. Perhaps a word just pops in your head. Perhaps you see a picture. Perhaps you just get a feeling. However you're getting this information, honor that. What is God's vision for my life over the next 3 months? And take that information and put it in your little spiritual pocket to be retrieved. Now put that information in your little spiritual pocket to be retrieved later. And ask yourself this question: what must I become in order to be that vessel through which God's vision manifests through me? Knowing that we cannot have that which we have not become, what spiritual principle must I embody in order to be the vessel through which God's vision manifests? Again, don't worry about how the information comes. Maybe it's a word that just pops in your head, or it's a sound you hear with a word, or a picture, or a feeling. What must I become in order to be that perfect vessel through which God's vision manifests? Maybe it's love, maybe it's power, maybe it's beauty, forgiveness, peace. What must I become? Now, and take that information and put it into your little spiritual pocket. And ask yourself this last question. What must I release in order to become that? What must I release in order to become that which allows me to be that vessel through which God's vision manifests? Maybe you need to forgive a person, or maybe it's letting go of old things that no longer serve you, or maybe it's giving up fear. Maybe it's releasing anger. Maybe we need to release feeling sorry for ourselves. What must I release? And take that information and put it into your spiritual pocket. And ask if there is anything else you need to know. Is there anything else I need to know at this moment? Have one more experience with this. And so right now, I just know the beauty, the life, the love of God here and now, for there is one power, one presence, one life, one God, and we are of it. I know that this is where I find myself in the midst of God, my very essence, my very life, my very being. It is who and what I am. And every thought, every action, every deed is guided and led by that one ancient wisdom of the ages that flows through me as God. I know that same truth to be so for God's team that I have the honor and privilege to manage, for Tina and for Faith and for Oz and for Lynn and for Karen and for Elaine. For we are one in it. Every thought, every action, every deed that we do as human doings is guided and led by that ancient wisdom of the ages that flows through us perfectly. And I know the same truth to be so for each person who is listening, whether watching, whether that be in real time or later on. For there is no place where one leaves off and the other begins. Mitakuye Oyasin, all my brethren, we are all one. So I bless this coming week with a further and deeper and bigger knowledge of what we have just received. That the vision continues to unfold in our lives and flower, blossom. I know that this is the power that is operating in the lives of any person whose name is in the ministry of prayer, because I do know that God has the power, is the power that is greater than whatever condition you are experiencing. So I pull back the veil. I reveal that truth here and now. I claim this goodness, this powerfulness, this peace, this love in their names. I claim it as good and very good here and now. And I give thanks for all that has been received today and will continue to be received, because I know it is good and very good. And so I just let it be. And so it is. Amen. Ooh, I really went out there this time. Okay. Back to earth here. Right now is our opportunity to receive your gifts, tithes, and offerings, and your opportunity to express gratitude for that which you have already received and that which you have created in the mind of God already, but you may not see on this physical plane yet. We know it's on our way to us, right? And so I'm going to invite you to go to www.oasiscsl.org, and about 2/3 down the page, there's an offering affirmation with a little Contribute Now button at the bottom. It should be on our screen here in a minute. Thank you. And while you're doing that, I want to talk to you a little bit about contributing, because what you're contributing to is not paychecks and facility expenses and any of that. What you're contributing to is what it takes for us to be a global influencer in the world, to get our message out, to get God's message out to the world through what we do here. We're already kind of global anyway. We already have people who watch us from all kinds of countries, mostly English-speaking countries, but a couple of countries that aren't English-speaking, and I don't know how they translate what I'm saying. Maybe they learn English anyway. But it's nice to know that we are already out in the world, but it does take money to advertise, to make sure that it's available for those who need it. And as we bless the Ukrainians right now, I know that some of them are tuning in. Wherever they are, whatever they're doing, they get the message. There's just something about the ethers that this message is going out. And so as we advertise, I know that that is part of the power that we have to assist the Ukrainians in peace. So go to www.oasiscsl.org. About 2/3 down the page is the offering affirmation, and then underneath is that Contribute Now button. Please say the offering affirmation with me right now. This perfect gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all it touches. Freely I give, and joyously I receive. And so it is. Please click on that Contribute Now button and help us get this message to the world. All right. We have this wonderful ministry of prayer with licensed practitioners from coast to coast. We have a practitioner that's in Minnesota. We have a practitioner in Florida. We have one in California. We have one here. We have a couple here, actually, that they tune into this, but they're not actually on our site. But we do have a ministry of prayer that does pray on those requests every day for a week. So what I would suggest is, if you would like prayer for something, please type it in the comments section. And if you don't want it to be public, you can DM Faith or I, and we'll make sure that it gets on the list on our private facing group Facebook page. group Facebook page. Blah, 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 blah. We call our prayer warriors, our ministry of prayer, the God Squad. And so if you would like to participate in the God Squad for this purpose, you do not need to be a licensed practitioner. You must be willing to do affirmative prayer, and you must do it every day for a week and keep those requests confidential. If you would like to do that, say yes, and Faith will add you to the God Squad list on the group in Facebook. And then if you would like to be part of our larger community, the online community, and receive information before the world gets it about what we're doing in our center, type more in the comment section and she will add you to our group that is public facing on Facebook. All right. Please know, Oz will be available after the service for a 1-minute miracle. It's not a time for counseling, but it is a time to share whatever you are experiencing, and he will stop, drop, and pray with you right then and there. It's funny how you popped up exactly at the moment I was introducing that. That's great. And you get to be prayed for from the beach, which is an extra blessing, I think. Anyway, our licensed practitioners are available by appointment for a fee for spiritual guidance. Just reach out to them either through our website or through Facebook and let them know that you would like to set an appointment, and they will arrange a way for you to pay them, either Cash App or Venmo or PayPal or however they're going to do that. I don't get involved in that myself. And then they'll set an appointment time, and at that point, they will video chat you at the appointed time. So take advantage of this. We have awesome practitioners in our center. All right, so here we go. Brooks and Bailey has mala beads and bracelets. They benefit the Rocky Mountain Lab Rescue, and you can reach out to them through brooksandbailey0307@gmail.com or through Facebook, because they now have a Facebook page. But here, I haven't worn it in so long, I almost forgot again today. Here's the clasp. I don't know if you can see, if I can get it up close enough. Close enough for you to see. It's a little bar that goes through the circle, and it stays on like crazy. And then the mala beads. They have wonderful mala beads, which are very helpful for if you're doing affirmations. For example, you want to do 100 of them. In mala beads, there are 108 beads. In the bracelets, the mala bracelets, there's 54, I believe it is. But anyway, this one is 60. It's amethyst. Depending on the stone you choose, or if you want to just take the one that they have in stock, that's what determines it, is, what kind of gem they're using for it. All right. And then we have Faith.
And this is my metaphysical shop, The Mystic Brew. Please go check out our website. We are going to be doing something in May, so go check out our website. We'll have stuff posted about upcoming events. We are also going to be adding a fitness element here middle of April, so definitely make sure that you are following us on Instagram and Facebook so that you have access to know when those will be uploaded.
Okay, thank you. And so Faith gifted me this. This is an intention jar for prosperity, which I like to play with when I'm thinking about prosperity and meditating on it. And this one was $15, right? Still $15? Yeah, okay. That size. They have different sizes. As an adjunct to that, Angel Renee has intention candles and an intention tea bag that you put in your bathtub. She has an Etsy store. I'm not quoting prices because I think I've been misquoting prices and I don't want to do that. So go to her Etsy store and you can find out all about all that stuff. All right. Let's see. Check out our website. Oh, let's see. Check out, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Check out Reverend Fairy Elaine's website. You can buy a CD through there. Well, actually, you can look at and find out what CD she has available, but then you have to reach out and get a hold of her because for some reason she can't update her website and tell you how to pay for them. And she's traveling all across the country all the time singing, and she carries the CDs in the trunk of her car. So go on the website, find what CD you want to buy, and then contact her. and she will let you know how to pay for it. And then we have Karen Drucker's website. Karen Drucker, her website works fine. You can buy a song, a CD, a songbook. There's all kinds of possibilities with Karen's website, and it does work, so you can just buy it all right there. Please go and support these artists who make it possible for us to do Sunday service with music. So we like to support those who support us, and they definitely do. Then check out our website, www.oasiscsl.org, and that you will find all kinds of stuff, from photos and videos of things we've done at the church, as well as prior sermons. The most current ones are on video. The years prior are on audio. So check it all out. Thanks. Here is our closing song. You know, if you know the words to the song, sing it loud, sing it proud. If you don't, get this stuck in your head, because it's a great way to have a blessed life.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
I know the blessings of God are right here, right now, wherever we are. And I know this is a good thing. It's very good. And I allow the blessings to flow. And so it is.
And so it is. Sorry. I am trying to upload. You would not believe what just happened. We were singing that I Am So Blessed song, and Buddy starts dancing to it. So I did a video real quick. And so I hope I can get to it here. Oh, too funny, too funny. Okay, I can get to it. All right, so let me share my screen real quick, and then we'll say goodbye. But I just had to, I couldn't believe he was dancing to the music here. Come on, play. Oh, it only took a picture. Darn it. Never mind.
Oh.
It was so cute. He was bopping to the I Am So Blessed song on the bottom of the page. I thought I was going to get a video of it. Oh, well. Anyway, thank you for being here. Next week is Pajama Sunday. We get to wear our jammies to church. I'll be in jammies. Everybody wear your jammies. You don't even have to get dressed up. Come back next week at 10:30 a.m. Mountain Time, and every week. We love having you here. Thank you for being here. I know there's 1,000 things you could be doing, and we're grateful you were here with us, especially you, Oz, on the beach. I know you would rather be just enjoying the rays and being cool, but thank you for being here. Stay safe, wear a mask, get vaccinated. We love you. We'll see you next week. Bye.